Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to have you here with me at Storytime today. I am going to talk about a very exciting day coming up tomorrow, Earth Day. Earth Day is a very special day that we remember how much we love the earth and everything it provides for us and how we can help it to stay healthy. So, this first book is called Earth Day by Robin Nelson. We celebrate Earth Day every year. April 22nd is the day we always celebrate Earth Day. So today is actually April 21st. So we're getting a head start. People planned a special day to help the earth. There was litter on the ground. The air was dirty. And there was trash in the lakes, rivers, and oceans. On April 22nd, 1970, America celebrated the very first Earth Day. There were marches and concerts. People took nature walks. People learned about how to take care of the earth. In 1990, people all over the world celebrated Earth Day. Now we celebrate Earth Day every April 22nd, which is tomorrow. We can do things like pick up litter and recycle. We can plant trees. On Earth Day, we remember to take care of the earth. We do what we can do to help. And not just Earth Day, but every day we should be trying to make a conscious effort to make sure that we help take care of the earth. Because after all, we live there. Just like we live at home and we take care of our homes. Our moms and dads make us pick up our toys and throw our garbage away. But where does that garbage go? Well, the garbage actually goes to a dump. And then that dump transports it to a landfill. But if we recycle, that stuff gets picked up by a different truck, and that truck takes it to different plants. Like if we recycle paper, it goes to a paper mill. Paper mills chop up old newspapers and turn them into new papers. Paper is shredded into pulp, and then the pulp is washed and bleached, and then the water is drained from the pulp, and the paper is dried and then rolled into new paper so we can reuse it instead of it piling up in all the landfills. Now you can also recycle things like aluminum. Aluminum factories take aluminum cans and foil and melt them to make new cans and new rolls of foil. The cans are chopped. The decorator takes off paint from the metal scraps with hot air up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. The scraps are melted in a furnace, which gets up to 1220 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it is melted and it is poured into molds where they make new stuff out of aluminum. You can also recycle things like glass bottles. Glass bottles are ground up and melted to make new glass bottles and jars. Some bottles are sanitized and reused, and other bottles are crushed. Glass is melted in this furnace, and it blows in air and cools the glass, and gobs of molten glass are poured into more molds to make more glass. So even when you break a glass, you can still recycle it. And when it gets picked up and sent away, it's just going to get broken with all the other glass and turned into something new that we can use. We can also recycle plastic. Plastic factories chop it up and turn it into things like flower pots and park benches. Plastic is chopped into little bits, and the bits are washed and dried, and then the plastic is melted and poured into a mold, just like all of the other ones were melted and poured into a mold. to make new things. So if we want to recycle, we can also do things like donating our toys to a secondhand store so that they can get used by someone else. We can donate our clothes, and we can even upcycle projects. So some things that are old and might need some things done to it, we could turn it into something else. And that's actually the activity I'm going to have in our grab and go bags today. But before I tell you what's in there, how about we read another book? This book is called Why Should I Recycle? Which is a great question, because recycling can be something that becomes consuming. We have to remember which bucket to put the glass in and the cans in and the paper in, and make sure that we're keeping it separate from the other trash cans, so then it takes up more room. And you just might be asking yourself, why should I do all that extra work? Well, this book is going to help us to understand why. And it was written and illustrated by Mike Gordon. In my family, we recycle our garbage. We return things so they can be used again. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. Has your trash cans ever looked like that? I know mine get pretty full. On our way to school, we always passed Mr. Jones's house. Mr. Jones is our teacher. One day we saw him putting a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. What are you doing? We thought. This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again, said Mr. Jones. What's recycling? I'll explain at school. Later in class, Mr. Jones asked what we did with our trash. What do you guys do with your trash? Wow. Well, a lot of them just put it in the garbage can. It's just old garbage, right? Mr. Jones said garbage contains lots of useful things that can be recycled and used again. Well, why should I recycle? Well, Mr. Jones took the class to a recycling center. It had separate containers for bottles, cans, plastic, clothes, and paper. And this is what a lot of the recycling centers look like around here. It all gets broken down to make new shiny bottles. And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here? Asked Mr. Jones. Well, we just read about that. That's right. They get melted down to make new metal things such as bikes and scooters. Wow, I didn't know it could do all that. And what about the paper and plastic that goes in here and here? Mr. Jones asked. Well, the paper gets shredded and used to make new paper and books and comics. All these things come from garbage we just throw away? Yes, this plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, even including clothes. You might be wearing some right now, said Mr. Jones. So why do we waste? Well, most of the garbage we put in the trash can gets buried in dumps that spoil the countryside. It's good to recycle as much as you can, said Mr. Jones. So, what else can we recycle? You can recycle clothes, books, and toys that you don't want, and that can all be taken to a secondhand store, explained Mr. Jones. The food we buy at supermarkets comes in packages that can often be reused again. Like this milk jug, for instance. They turned it into a planter. I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center, and now we buy recycled things at the store. Recycled paper helps to save trees. So, when you're at the store, try and look at some of the labels on the products and see if they were made with recycled products. We always use the recyclable plastic bags too. Because if you bring your own bags, you don't have to use the plastic bags that they give you that you throw away. You can just keep taking the same bags back and reusing them. We also recycle everything at home. Fruit and vegetable peelings get recycled on our new compost heap, which is a great way to get rid of things that we wouldn't normally use. Like they said, orange peels and apple cores, coffee grounds, which your parents probably drink, not you, right? Well, the compost helps my mom's prized vegetables to grow. It's very nutritious soil. And then if you're making your own garden with it, you'll have beautiful flowers and your own vegetables. So you won't have to go to the store and you won't have to buy the stuff in the plastic containers that needs recycled anyways. So you're saving garbage there too. Now we recycle so much garbage that there's hardly any left to put in the can. Recycling is kind to nature, it saves money, and it can be fun. So recycling can be fun. It's actually just a really big sorting game. So if you get those bins and you sort out your garbage, you really get to have fun while also helping nature to stay preserved. I thought we could go ahead and take a break from the books and we can sing a song. We have not sung the Itsy Bitsy Spider in so long, I almost forgot how to sing it. So will you guys help me sing Itsy Bitsy Spider today? You will? Thank you. Let's go ahead and get our spiders out. You ready? The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the eensy weensy spider climbed up the spout again. Good job! You guys remembered every word. I'm so proud of you. Let's sing another song. Do you guys like The Wheels on the Bus? I love that song. I sing it with my son Vincent all the time. Are you guys ready? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. The door on the bus goes open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The door on the bus goes open and shut, all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down, all through the town. The baby on the bus goes wah, 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 wah. The baby on the bus goes wah, 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 all through the town. The mommy on the bus goes shh, 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 shh. The mommy on the bus goes shh, 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 all through the town. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. That one was a long one, but you guys did so good. I can tell that you like that song as much as me. Well, let's get on with our last book so that I can tell you about the really exciting activity I have in our grab and go bags this week. This book is called Recycle That, and it's just a little bit more information on how to recycle and what we can do to help save the earth. Earth Day can also be celebrated in other ways, like they said, by planting trees and by donating things and making projects out of reusable things. We also are going to have an in-person story time tomorrow, so make sure you guys show up, bundled up in your jackets because weather is unpredictable and it's quite cold tomorrow, and help us celebrate Earth Day. The Jefferson County Conservation District is going to come up with us, and we're going to have a couple different stations, and we're going to learn about all different kinds of things we can do to help the Earth. To get back to our book, it was written by Faye Robinson, and it is called Recycle That. Bottles, cans, mail, magazines, boxes, and bags. We throw out a lot of trash. Everything we throw away came from somewhere. The paper products we use, newspapers, magazines, cards, boxes, they're all made from trees. Thousands and thousands of trees are cut down each day to make the paper we use. Fields and hills are dug up to get sand to make the glass and metals to make the cans. The plastics we use are made with oil pumped from the deep inside the earth. Each time we take something from the earth, we change the earth. The ways we change it are not always good for us or for the wild animals. And where does all of our trash go? Most of it goes into landfills. Landfills are large areas of land set aside just for junk and trash. But we throw out so much trash that our landfills are filling up. Soon, there won't be any more room. By using and throwing away so many things, we have created a big problem. What can we do to help? Well, we can recycle. When something is recycled, all or part of it is able to be used again. Many towns and cities have special programs for recycling. Each home gets a special container for items to be recycled. Often, cans, bottles, and newspapers can be recycled too. In some places, magazines and plastic bottles can be recycled as well. A recycling truck comes to pick up the recyclables. Each material goes into its own bin. The truck driver drives to a recycling center where everything is sorted and bundled. People also bring things to the recycling center themselves in places where there is no pickup service. This is the only way to recycle. Every few days, trucks come to the recycling center to take each material to factories, where old glass can be made into new glass. And old cans can be made into new cans. And old paper can be made into new paper. And old plastics can actually be made into new plastic items, like this playground equipment. You can also recycle by reusing things like bags, plastics, boxes, and plastic bottles. Can you see why it's smart to recycle? Things that would have been wasted can be made into something useful instead. Each time you recycle one can, bottle, or newspaper, you help the earth just a little bit more. So recycle. That's it. It's easy. Which is exactly what I have for us in our grab and go bags. It is a recycled bird feeder. So this is a 64-ounce juicy juice bottle with a cutout area here to put the bird feed in and a popsicle stick here to put to have the bird stand to eat the bird feed. And then we tie it on a little loop up top so we can hang it from the treetops. And then I painted mine. So I'm going to send home all of the stuff in our grab and go bag so that you can make your own recycled bird feeder. And if you guys get really creative, you can come up with your own projects to use a recycled material and create something out of it and send it to our Facebook page. And I would love to see your ideas. I also hope to see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock for our Earth Day celebration. Well, until next week, goodbye.